In this video, we're going to show you how to replace an inner tie rod on your Toyota Camry. Let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, remove the lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Use a 19mm wrench to break the jam nut free. Remove the cotter pin from the outer tie rod. Using a 17mm socket, remove the nut off of the outer tie rod stud. Use a hammer, hit the side of right here, and we'll release the tension, and then we'll be able to push it up. And remove the outer tie rod. Spin the outer tie rod off of the inner and remove it. Using a 14mm wrench to hold the inner tie rod, we're going to use a 19mm wrench to remove the nut. Using a pair of pliers, pinch the clamp on the inner boot and remove the clamp. We're going to remove the inner clamp off of the boot. I'm going to take a flat blade screwdriver and open the clamp up. I don't have any space on that back side to get after it with a set of pliers. I'm going to loosen it up. Push it over to the left side. Remove the clamp. Remove the boot. Using an inner tie rod tool or a large set of pliers, we're going to get on the inner tie rod and remove it. Remove the inner tie rod. The washer on the end is going to key into the rack. It's going to sit there just like that with the two tabs sitting in the receding parts. Snug down the inner tie rod and torque it to 50 foot-pounds. Install a cable tie onto the inside of the boot. Install the boot. Make sure that the bottom of the boot is wrapped over the rack And go ahead and cinch down your cable tie. Pull the cable tie tight and chop off the end. Install the clamp. Install the jam nut. We're going to try and put this at about the same position that the tie rod was in originally. And thread on the outer tie rod. Thread the jam nut down to the outer tie rod. Remove the nut off of the outer tie rod stud. Install the outer tie rod into the knuckle. Thread the nut on. Using a 14mm wrench and a 22mm wrench, we're going to hold the inner tie rod and tighten the jam nut onto the outer tie rod. Tighten the outer tie rod nut, torque it to 36 foot-pounds, and then up to an additional 60 degrees or until there's a slot in the castle nut that lines up with the hole in the stud. Install the cotter pin. Bend it down and around, and I'm going to cut my little tab off on this side and clean this side up as well. Install the wheel and get the lug nuts started. Snug down the lug nuts. And we'll torque the wheel on the ground. Torque the lug nuts in a star pattern to 76 foot-pounds. Once you're done with this job, take your car to a local shop and have them do an alignment.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.